This video is on powers and roots. Suppose we multiply the same number by itself twice. 5 times 5. I could write it as 5 squared. 10 times 10 times 10. I could write it as 10 cubed. If I multiply 10 100 times, I will get 10 raised 100. In a similar manner, if you take any number if you multiply the number to itself some k number of times, then I would get a raised k. The k is called the exponent. The a is called the base. A couple of important properties about powers. If you have a positive number and you raise to some power, you will get a positive number. If you have a negative number and you raise it to some power k, you will get a positive number if k is even. You will get a negative number if k is odd. That is, for example, let's take minus 8 and raise it to the power of 2. That will give me 64, because that is 8 times negative 8 times negative 8, which is 64. But if I did minus 8 raised 3, that is no longer positive. You will just put a negative sign in front, and it is 64 times 8, which is 512. Now, the inverse operation of powers is taking roots. Suppose I would like to get rid of a power. So, if I have a perfect square, the best thing to do would be to take a square root. So you would have square root of 25, which is square root of 5 squared. That 2 and the root will get cancelled, and you will get plus or minus 5. What if you want to take the square root of a number that is not a perfect square? Even though there are methods for this, the easiest way would be to use technology, such as a calculator. An easier way to know the answer to a square root is to guess at times. Suppose I want to find the square root of 59. I should search for the nearest perfect square. The nearest perfect square is 49 on the left hand side, and on the right hand side it is 64. So square root of 59 will lie between square root of 49 and square root of 64. This is plus or minus 7. That is plus or minus 8. So square root of 59 must be between 7 and 8. Just like taking the square root, you could also take a cube root. The cube root of a number is written as cube. You put a 3 there and then followed by a root. Suppose we have a perfect cube, which is 27. You will have cube root of 9 cube. Excuse me, it's not 9 cube. I'm getting ahead of myself. It's 3 cube. It's 3 cube. Now the root and the power will get cancelled, so the resulting answer is 3. You can take the cube root of a negative number. You can write the cube root of negative 27 as minus 3 cube. The cube and the root will get cancelled. The resulting answer is a negative number. An important remark to remember here is that you cannot take the square root of a negative number. The result is not real. So go ahead, try it in your calculator. Try to take the square root of a negative perfect square. For example, try square root of negative 36 using a calculator, and it is very likely the calculator, unless it's extremely scientific, will give you an error. So the take-home idea here is the power of a number a raised to the power k. So the power of a number is a raised to the power k. We write it as a raised k. The root of a number is the kth root of a. If it is a perfect cube and you're taking the cube root, things would naturally get cancelled. You will just get a. This number inside the root is called the radical. If k is positive, or if k is even, then a cannot be negative. But we don't have a problem with a being negative if k is odd. That's all about powers and roots. I hope the video helped a bit in understanding powers and roots.